Hello.
What are you doing today, Dennis?
Oh, just doing a standard inspection. That's full of honey ready to go. This one is for full and being capped over. So I'm going to add another empty honey super underneath them, in between the purple and the white. But down here is where their eggs and babies and stuff are. I'm going to make sure that that's what's going on, and then that's it.
All right, well, we'll catch up with you when you get into those lower boxes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're super healthy. I don't know if you want to zoom in on this. That is all a bunch of healthy babies, workers. So that means that we are queen right in this colony, because you can only have workers when you have a queen that's mated and healthy, and that pattern is really, look at that. I mean, it's solid. So this colony is in good shape. Oh boy, oh boy. But there's no, like, this frame is perfectly fine. Like, most of these are pretty good. So I'm not too worried about it. Hello.
That's Dennis, and this is Wolf, and that's Ray.
Oh, hello. So the frames go into the centrifuge. Try not to make a mess. I'm getting this excess wax off, and then we can use this wax along with the cappings that'll also come off to make candles and, you know, whatever beeswax things.
Yeah, so while Dennis is doing these, I'm gonna, now that we have two, we can do one full sweep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the like the prep thing. So we're gonna grab it by one end and hold it long side up. Rectangle. Either side doesn't matter, whichever is comfortable for you, and kind of hold it so it's sideways to your body, kind of like that, and then you just rake it across both ways, 90 degrees from each rake. So gotcha. I'll and do it very lightly. Yeah, that's good.
And then just work it all the way down.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is this process called?
So this is uncapping.
Uncapping.
Is that the trick?
Yep. So you're doing it exactly how you're supposed to. Let me see this real quick.
Yeah.
But here's you can hold it very lightly and just you can kind of make.
Oh, more like lights.
You see how you have these areas that are open.
Yeah.
And you can just go up and down on the areas that you missed, and just apply light pressure like towards that side, like lean into that. So just until you get it to open up. Like you don't have to take all the wax off.
Oh, I see.
You just have to open it up. And anything you missed, don't worry about it. We're going to look at it and go over it again. So,
Gotcha, cool.
Yeah. Kind of like you're brushing it. Like
Kind of more like that's what the...
Yeah, exactly. And you'll see, as you do this a couple of times, what it means to open them up. And each frame will have different densities. So sometimes you have to go harder, sometimes you have to go lighter.
Interesting. Any idea what causes that different density of cap?
I think it's the water content. Water content? If
Interesting.
it crystallizes or not. Like how far down that process?
Anything in particular that
That's probably good.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on over here. I'm going to have the gooey side facing out. I'm going to hold this still while you're doing it. Just try that. Hold that in. And just get it there so it's comfortable. And just notice its orientation. And you're going to mimic that orientation. So right now, it doesn't matter if it falls between. You can kind of have it go like that.
Okay.
As long as it's like not jiggling around or rocking back and forth, like it's settled in a position, because it's going to be spinning around a lot.
Centrifuge.
Yep.
Yeah.
And after doing this a couple of times, you'll notice the regions like no problem.
Yeah, it's just those subtle differentiations, it seems like.
Perfect. All right, so I'll rotate around to this other side, and you see how you have this heavier side on there. You're going to have the heavier side opposite. So you're going to have, perfect. Yep, you got it. Just like that. And then have it go down in kind of the triangle way. All right. Perfect. Yeah, so now it looks like it's evenly done. Put the top on. And then I like to wash my hands or just dip my hands real quick. And after you touch the comb before you do that. And this gets anything else off of that. Because you're going to get your hands messy all over the place.
Yeah, I was just thinking how quickly you can end up starting to spread the stick.
But yeah, wet hands mean that they're not sticky. And this thing you're going to be touching a lot, so I tried to hold it like that. We're going to have you do it. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, hold it like that up there, and then make sure that these are closed. And then you're going to give it a little spin. Just keep going. And get it to right before it starts to get wobbly. It's like if it starts to get wobbly, then slow down. That's great. Now that's not a very wobbly one at all.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, and it kind of gets right up to the you can't put any more spin on it place.
Sometimes this can take up to 5 minutes. This probably won't take very long. It's pretty nice looking honey. Like it doesn't look like it's very viscous or thick or crispy. We're going to take a look at them. We're going to see how they look and see if they need any more scarring or slashing. Let's take one out. And just set it on the other side here. Yep. Perfect. So this is now you're going back into honey territory. So before you put it back on or get the next one out, you'll.
What do you think?
Yeah, so bring it over here so you can look at it, and then we'll take. See if we can see
Like there's
any.
a lot of honey in
Yeah,
this
so
though.
you can. There's some regions up here. Now you can see them a little bit clearer, right here, and then
Yeah.
just down through there.
Yeah, these kind of spots.
Now there's some contrast, so.
Yeah.
And this I do this at least once per side, where I'll stop in the middle of it and just give it a look, because it's a lot better than trying to overspin it or to overscar it. So I just do half and half, and it ends up. Oh, I see what I missed.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, each one it's different. So sometimes you don't even have to do it. You're like, boom, I did it great the first time. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. All right, we'll put that back in. I'll hold it for you since I don't have. I'll rotate it around to get you the other one.
Yeah, it almost needs a break, doesn't it? Like a mechanism.
There, I will oil it. Just give it a little WD-40 in the couple of things and make sure it's all dried and cleared out.
Give
All
it
right.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah. If you don't, then it gets real whiny and it will screech and be unhappy and make your life difficult.
Sad machine.
Yeah, because all that friction from doing that gets a lot harder. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. Around for you. That's right. Yeah, that's perfect. We'll put that back on. And then get your hands wet.
Yeah, one of those.
Alright, I'll give it some spin.
Whack.
And you'll start to see a flickering in the light as you're looking into it from either the sun or that. And when you see the flickering, it means that there's honey still coming out. It'll be like a dash of honey on the sides, if you can see where any of the light comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so,
I'm seeing it.
so that means that the honey's still coming out, so keep going.
And it's not much to really see at this point, but when frames are like kind of left alone for a while, if they are found by one of those little bastards right there, that is a wax moth.
Ah.
Well done. There's not enough room at the moment, but you can hang out here by the door. That's cool.
That's cool.
Wax moth?
Die. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. You can see the spots you missed.
Gone. So they
Yeah,
love the
more
wax.
detail-oriented,
So they'll
I'll
chew
say.
through the wax and lay their eggs there and make
Oh.
little worms and
That's
stuff.
way easier to see.
But you
Like,
haven't
yeah.
seen very many?
No, I had minimal because this hasn't been down here for very long. Because
Okay.
we pulled them out of the colony like maybe I don't know a month ago. Because we
Okay.
were waiting to get our equipment out of the Highland Heritage Museum.
Oh.
But it's no big deal. There's like a I gotta go find the spray, but there's like this there's this spray that you can get that's just it's not harmful to insects or other insects or the bees or spiders or anything else. It's kind of like
Oh,
it's like a bacteria that just,
Right.
just
They
kills.
have that for mosquitoes too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a bacteria that only affects caterpillars.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to worry about harming other caterpillars if you spray it on flowers or something, but not spraying it on flowers. You can spray it right on the frames. It doesn't corrupt or get into the honey, and even if it did, it's not harmful to humans because it only affects caterpillars.
Huge difference in the levels, but when the level gets to about an inch, you see there's like a smaller ring that goes around the bottom, kind of as it comes up there. When it gets to about there, that's the maximum it can have before we have to do it. So because it's a cone, the most amount of volume is in the edges.
Okay.
So like even though it doesn't
I
look
can
like it's
smell it.
very much, that's about half full.
Okay.
So the most important part of the spigot is making sure the other spigot's closed. I have inadvertently left it open and made a huge mess one of these times that I've done this. So, and then have something here. It doesn't. Eventually, you're gonna want to tip it out. It's gonna lean forward more when you lean it over. So in this case, I'm gonna do this part and show you the first time because it's a little awkward. So this is gonna be leaned all the way forward like that.
Okay.
And it can kind of rest there. And that's one of the reasons why having the stop here is so it doesn't slosh around too much, and same with the cardboard in the back. And then you unscrew this, and you just, here comes the honey. It's right into that sieve. And this is the part that takes the longest.
Oh yeah.
Could you stick a wedge underneath the base, maybe?
Yeah. But I'm gonna push it back here. But getting the pour going for the first time, the more angle you get on it, the more pressure that is building up. It will flow faster if you lean it forward. So if you're trying to go at like a faster pace, you lean it forward to empty as much as you can.
Right.
To then do 2 more, and then you empty it as much as you can like this. Give it 5 minutes. And then if I'm doing it like multiple days, I'll just fill it up and then let it drain overnight, and it will drain as much as it possibly can.
Nice. What do you think, that overnight, is that like a couple quarts more that might settle out?
It just depends. Like right now you can see all these little particulate things in there, and this builds up in the sieve, and we'll scrape it out and interact with that later.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes if it's really tight and you have a bunch in there and you don't have time to clean it, you just fill it up, leave it overnight. It will all be empty, whatever amount was in there, and then you can just clean all that stuff when it's nice and dry on the top.
Nice.
Because it gets to teeter and move. So whatever this is, it fills up to about, I don't know, 1/2 inch or a little 1/4 inch off of the top, and then I'll push it back and let it drain.
And this is from 4 frames?
It's for 4 frames. And there's still plenty in here, and it's still going down. It's just I need to make sure that there's space for when I do the next 2, that it doesn't hit the bottom of, doesn't back up the whole cone, the whole works.
How much do you think is there? About?
Oh,
What do you think?
That looks like about maybe, just currently in the filter, I'm guessing maybe around 3 pounds, 3-4 pounds.
yeah, that would be accurate.
So it's about a pound a frame?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe each side.
A pound each side?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. A little, maybe 1.5 pounds on each side. There's
Wow.
around 3 pounds of yield.
Mm-hmm.
They weigh
Amazing.
about 5 themselves, but then
Ah.
that includes the wood and the wax and
Averages.
and stuff like that. Inefficiencies and everything. But then usually we get about 3 out of each side.
Wow, that's a lot.
So for here, I need to back this. I need to close this
Yeah,
up.
awesome.
So Ray, what's the next process after this?
After this, the bucket is going to fill up with all of this honey, and then we're going to get little jars over here. Jars look like that.
Okay.
And we're going to put this bucket on top of a table, and then we're going to open up this spigot just a tiny bit, and then it's going to just syrup right on down into there.
Yep, we'll fill this up.
Regular honey jars like you get at the store.
Yep, this is 1 pound. It's always sold by the pound instead of by volume for some reason, but whatever. Typically it's around 10, 12 ounces.
Because that's got a double sieve in it, and what you're going to get out of the bottom is just going to be honey and nothing else.
Yep, no wax,
No wax or
chunks
anything.
or...
Now you've got the wax left over. What do you do then?
The wax will go into here, and between things, I will scrape the sieve with this little plastic scraper. and that all goes into this. And the honey will separate a little bit from the wax, so the honey will be on top, and the wax will settle to the bottom.
Oh.
And I'll use the edges to kind of allow them to have some of this drip or that process. And then once we have all the wax, Amber will try to have it go through the sieve again, and then she'll put it in a slow cooker and skim off any of the impurities after cooking it. And then wax after that will then be turned into candles. So
Wax pucks.
or wax pucks or all
Pucks.
sorts of things. This entire amount might produce 3 candles, maybe 4. The amount of wax that is actually usable through all of this process is very little. But it smells amazing, and
Yes.
it's super fantastic to do something with the wax that's special. And it'd be like, this went through everything, every single one of these processes to get this special candle.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing all of this with
Yeah,
us.
good times.
Nice to meet you both.
Likewise.
And Dennis, thank you.
Hello.
And Ray, for doing all the commentary and telling Wolf what to do.
No problem.
Because he's learning. He's thinking about doing it, right?
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.